How and when you found this love for our sport?
Um, the first time I saw it, we were driving past my would-be middle school, and they were playing it. And I was looking for a sport to play, and my dad kind of pointed and said, "Hey, you want to try that?" Because he knew what it was, and I had never seen it before. And I played ice hockey at the time, so he kind of said, "I said, yeah, I'll try it." And he found a camp in the area, and I went, and he kind of assumed I'd realize it was all girls, because here in America it's pretty much a female-dominated sport. And that when I realized it was all girls, I was 7 or 8, and I would just back off and let it go. But I tried it once, and I loved it.
Well, it is very important that you say that because most people that start hockey, they actually say when they start playing the sport, it's addictive. You cannot stop. How did your father know about the sport?
He didn't really have an extensive knowledge. He just kind of had a basic little knowledge of what it was and the name of it and everything.
Okay, and what was that make you fall in love with hockey?
Um, I guess it was kind of like ice hockey, which I loved at the time, and I like the quick pace. I love the little stick hand movements, and it goes from really up close and personal to playing defense when you can hit it and try and get it as far as possible, and just kind of the range of it all.
And so you started playing at a really young age, like most people around the world. Uh, when was that you found the first obstacle towards enjoying this game?
Probably the first obstacle I'd have to say was obviously the gender divide, because I was very young, and as I said earlier, it's female dominated in America, and that's mostly known. So it was very odd because I hadn't really hung out with girls, so it was learning what to say and like more of the social interaction. The biggest issue with the game itself was just how hard you had to work and running and stuff.
It seems like the American mentality is that the sport is related to genetics, to how you were born, and that is the most ridiculous thing in my personal opinion. I'm not saying anything about anybody. I'm not representing any other opinion. And the fact is that, in my opinion, there should be a more promotion effort towards the sport, towards the male community. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree with that. I know DITA, DITA,
Yes.
they do a lot with men playing, and they ran a national indoor tournament, and they've done a couple of things. But honestly, the biggest issue right now is the stigma that has developed as just the more girls that play, the more it becomes a girls' sport.
Yes.
I had issues with my school and playing, just with the way we have Title IX here in the States,
Hmm.
and it's good intentioned, but the issue is it's turned into a very statistically based thing. So it's very, if this many girls play, this many boys play,
Yes.
and then field hockey tends to get put with the girls' sport so that they can boost the amount of girls they have. And if they start to make it co-ed or boys team, they have issues with Title IX and their
Well, sorry.
gender equality.
What is the Title IX?
It's, from the way I understand it, it's basically a government like restriction. It maybe, I guess it's a law on keeping all education like sports and arts and math and science equal playing field between men and women.
Yes. And I mean, through your story, because I see it very inspirational, because you love the sport and you are, I think that you guys, you and Killing, in 20 years, when hockey finally breaks popular in America, your names are going to be like the guys that promoted change. However, right now at your young age, you're probably having an exposure that perhaps you didn't want before. How did you feel the next day that you saw your name on the mass media, on ESPN, Fox News, people taking your name and saying, "Wow, what's going on with me?"
Uh, it was kind of interesting because I was more of a shallow, kind of reserved kid, and then I'd have these people who I'd never really spoken to just coming up and like, "Hey, I saw you on the newspaper," or like, "You're on TV," and they would start talking to me about it, that was really nice because I could get the word out there and uh, get talk about it and how boys should keep playing and encourage more guys to try it.
So let's talk now about the future things and the nice things. What do you think that will happen with hockey in 10, 20 years in America? For boys, of course.
Uh, I think from what I've noticed, if we just a lot of boys have been, especially younger brothers, now that the stigma's kind of going downwards. Uh, a lot of younger brothers or the club I play at, she'll say like, "Hey, and if any younger brothers want to try it, you can come out and play." And we have like 6 or 7 boys that will come out and play goalie, and they really like that. So I think it'll slowly move into more of a co-ed sport. I don't know if it's gonna be like from what I understand about the rest of the world uh, for a little while, but I think we're gonna get there eventually.
I also saw this week that the U.S. national hockey team, the men's team, they're doing a campaign on Rally Me. I'm actually going to post the address on the bottom of this article because they're trying to push to get to Rio for the Olympic Games. Do you see yourself in the future playing for the national team?
Uh, I don't really know because right now men's field hockey in the States is pretty much coast to coast, and I am dead center.
Hmm.
So I was like, from what I understand, one of the first boys to start playing in the Midwest. So my issue is financially, I have to kind of stay here. So I don't have many opportunities to keep playing and keep getting better and honing my skills. So I feel like I'm just kind of gonna drop off. I don't know if I mean, I could try out, but I don't really expect to make it.
Let's think. If you have to tell me about the greatest memory about the sport, what is it?
Uh, I do with my club here in St. Louis. There's 2 major clubs. The one I'm with, they do a summer camp every year, and they'll get coaches from around the world. So they have guys coming from England, guys from like Ireland, Spain. They had one time, and it's all really interesting. So my favorite memories are probably meeting the guys from around the world who play,
Mhm.
and then just having them coach me and learn what it's like around the world.
All right. And the last thing, if you could ask for any wish that will make the sport change in America and really flourish the male hockey community in America, what will it be?
Um, I guess I just wished for the whole stigma of field hockey as a girls' sport to go away and have it be considered a very everyone can play. It's a kind of like how we think of ice hockey. We may think it's a little more dominated by one gender, but it's pretty much anyone can play. You can do whatever. Kind of that kind of thinking for field hockey.
All right. Thank you very much. Your story is really inspirational. It's like you are not the only fish out there, and hopefully, we will be able to inspire a lot of people, a lot of other kids in a lot of other male players in USA that actually want to keep on playing the sport and they feel lonely. They are not.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.